Yes, this is John G. Sutton. Tales from the Jails. Don't forget tomorrow, Q&A live, 7 p.m. here, Tales from the Jails. You can send me all your questions in. It's live, so I'll be on for 1 hour, 7 p.m. tomorrow here. Do like and subscribe, all the rest of it. Now today I want to talk a little bit about what's happening with the staff in HM prisons at the moment. It's in the news today that HM Prison Woodhill in Milton Keynes is having a great deal of issues with inmates that they can't control. And believe this, or believe it not, 40% of the staff have under 2 years' experience. The jail's being run by novices. You might ask, why is this the case? Well, listen, if a car park attendant in Milton Keynes is getting £40,000 to £50,000 a year, why would anybody want to go and put their lives at risk dealing with terrorists and extremely violent inmates inside HMP Woodhill? Why would they do it? I mean, today a prison officer's starting salary starts at £25,000. Let's just go back 40 years to when I was in. My final full year, was the 1st of April 1984 to the 31st of March 1985, and during that 12-month period my wage was £17,500. I've got the pay slips. They're here somewhere, but this place is like a museum. Yeah, you don't believe me, right? Okay, well, let me show you. There you go. I mean, have a look at that. Yeah, that's one of my models there, yeah. Another one there, got that there, yeah. What have we got up here? Yeah, and over here, yeah. Yeah, oh, that's what remains of the plumber. You know, they just don't do the job these days, so I fed it to the raptor. He won't be back, will he? Right. So, finding stuff in this place is not quite so easy, but I will find the pay slips and I will show them to you. Yeah, so basically, that's what's been happening at HMP Woodhill. They've also got a terrorist separate centre whereby they separate the terrorists. Asim Adabi, or whatever his name is, the guy who blew up the children at the Manchester Arena, he's in there. And the problem that you've got is that these idiots are radicalising other prisoners, telling them how wonderful it is to murder people and die for this mysterious invisible man in the sky. And when they get up there, they'll have 52 virgins waiting for them. 52. Not 51, not 53, 52. Seriously. I mean, listen, I've been married a long time. Over half a century I've been married. And the idea of spending a week with 52 virgins, get out of here. You can't do that. It'd drive you mad. If you want something like that, I mean, what you're basically better off with half a dozen strippers from Las Vegas. At least you know what you're going to get. I mean, you get 52 virgins. They don't expect anything. They don't know what they're going to get. But I'll tell you what you're going to get, a load of that. Yakety, yakety, yak. Anyway, HMP Woodhill, Milton Keynes. The Ministry of Justice says that there are now just over 21,000 prison officers in the UK, in the English prison system. That includes Wales, by the way. And there are nearly 81,000 prisoners. I believe that Liz Truss is stating that they're going to be big changes. She was the Minister for Justice for a while. Didn't do anything. For a year, I believe, didn't do anything as I saw. You know, seriously. But she's saying now that they're going to do away with these shorter sentences, so that instead of getting 1 month for not paying your TV licence, you're going to get 3 months. Seriously, they sentence people like that. Walking your dog in a park. I saw one poor bastard in Strangeways. He got a month in prison for walking his dog in a park in Burnley. This guy was about 65, 70, you know. And he refused to pay his fine because he said he'd been walking his dog in that park for 50 years. Why? Why should he stop now? Well, the magistrate sentenced him to 3 months in prison, or no, a month in prison. Sorry, a month in prison, and he was in Strangeways, and he was determined he was going to do his time. I tell you what, he lasted about 4 days. The staff were barking at him. The staff, not just the inmates. Every time he went out of his cell, the staff were woof, woof, doing that stuff to him. The poor old man, ridiculing him. As I say, he lasted about 3 or 4 days, and he allowed himself to get bought out, you know, somebody to pay his fine. Disgraceful. But, I mean, places like Woodhill, where they're holding the extremely violent prisoners, and they've got staff who've got no experience whatsoever. I mean, listen, if you're a 9 stone, 23-year-old blonde lady, and you weigh 9 stone, something like that, what possible way are you going to have of controlling an inmate such as Charles Bronson or Paul Sykes? I mean, when I was in, listen, I didn't care, me. I mean, if they wanted to fight, then that's what they got. But I've been doing it all my life. I was a military boxing champion at middleweight. I've been fighting the streets of Wigan before I joined the army. I knew what it was like to get into a battle. Some 23-year-old blonde weighing 9 stone, they're just going to get picked up like that and thrown through the air in a great arc. If you're going to tackle somebody like Bronson or Paul Sykes, you're going to go in hard way and you're going to take them out. And that we did that all the time at the scrubs and at Strangeways. You know, I'm not picking fights, but some inmates will not accept the hard word, you know, go into your cell. And if they don't, then you've really got to back it up. But as they're saying here, HMP Woodhill in Milton Keynes, they can't back it up. They've got staff that don't know what they're doing. The reason that they can't get staff is, as I say, if they're paying a bloody car park attendant $45,000 a year, what silly bastard's going to go in there and work for $25,000 a year, yeah, and risk their lives, working weekends, working Christmas, working bank holidays, working nights? They ain't going to do it. There needs to be a radical overhaul of the prison system. And as for inmates being violent with staff, yeah, okay, if they want to be violent with staff, I believe that they should have what Earl Mountbatten did a report in 1968 and on the dispersal system, before they had a dispersal system, because they were starting to get a number of Category A prisoners, and he recommended that they create a massive, strong, fortress-like prison that he would call the Vectus. Yeah, I believe they should build that prison that Earl Mountbatten recommended in his report from 1968. Dig out the Mountbatten report and build that prison, but don't build it anywhere. Build it on an island. Build it on an island and staff it with professional staff who are trained, ex-military, you know, people coming out. When I was at the Scrubs, we had about 3 or 4 staff who were ex-SAS. There was me, I was ex-Special Forces. I did the Parachute Regiment course, P Company. I did all that. I trained with the SAS at winter warfare courses up and down the mountains with a 70-pound pack on your back. Yeah? You ain't no pussy, you know. But they've got pussycats in there who are terrified of them. They need to meet force with force. That is the only thing they understand. Believe me. And you don't need to do it aggressively. You just need to apply as required. So what you do is inmate, angry inmate, picking on staff. They do pick on staff, you know. Pick on staff. Along comes bigger inmates. They start to pick on staff, and all of a sudden you're going for it. But if you lose, you've lost it. You can't have that. You cannot lose, and they're losing. And they're losing because they've let everybody go who had any bottle, and nowadays they're recruiting staff that don't have the nerve. Absolutely bloody ridiculous. Tomorrow night, at 7 p.m, here, Q&A's live on Tales from the Jails. We've come to that point. I know. There are people who are already leaving because they know what's going to happen. Larry from Rotherham, he doesn't actually live in Rotherham, he lives just outside. I think he's got a couple of tents out there and a caravan. Is that right? The song dinger, ding dong ding, yes, and I'm going to sing to you now. Well, it's not singing, is it? I accept that. I'm going to absolutely emasculate this bastard. I'm going to rip the testicles off it. Are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably? I'll soon bugger that up for you. This is a song, once again, by the Ink Spots, but with Ella Fitzgerald. I'm going to sing all parts, by the way, just me. Man of many talents. Singing isn't one of them, by the way. And this is Into Each Life, Some Rain Must Fall. Are you ready? The line is taken from a poem called The Rainy Day. You type that into Google, have a look, The Rainy Day, It's a poem. And in that poem there's the line, Into each life some rain must fall. Anyway, this is the song and I'm going to destroy it now. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each heart some tears must fall, but someday the sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their heart, but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each heart some tears must fall, but someday the sun will shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their heart, but when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Into each life and every life some rain has got to fall. But too much of that stuff, well, it's been falling into mine. And into each heart some tears got to fall. And I know that someday that sun, it's bound to shine. Some folks can lose the blues in their heart, But when I think of you, another shower starts. Into each life some rain must fall, but too much is falling in mine. Wasn't that delightful? I'll see you all tomorrow, 7 p.m. here on Tales from the Jails. Thank you very much.